What do you think has kept you from learning about it?
It's probably mostly ignorance. I don't think about it when I reach for a chocolate bar, like how was this made or where did it originate?
And I love the fact that she said that, and I love the honesty. And I think all their hearts are in a good place. Don't try to think I'm bashing my peers, because I'm not. But she said something that I never even crossed my mind. I never even thought that something like this could be happening.
So I have a colleague who I've known for quite a number of years, who is one of the original kind of leaders in exposing modern day slavery to the world and talking about it. Slavery's never gone away. We've always had slavery. We'll always, it's here today. He's been in this classroom a number of times. He's one of the foremost researchers and people studying slavery in the world. And one thing that he said that has always stuck with me is that the way cocoa is produced in the world, is picked, it's sent to the market, is it all gets mixed together. And the Ivory Coast is responsible for about, I think 40% of the world's chocolate. What happens is it all gets sent mixed in together, and he said it's almost a guarantee that when you buy chocolate that is not free trade chocolate and slave-free chocolate, it's almost a guarantee that it has traces of slave-produced chocolate in it. So it has chocolate that was picked by young men and such as these. Okay, just almost a guarantee, right? So that means that the chocolate that I have here has slave-produced chocolate in it. Okay, so people have died producing this chocolate, okay, for sure. But now we have to have another piece because we had the first piece, and you enjoyed it, right? It was good. You still have it, or did you eat it?
I still have it.
You still have it? Oh, well, now you got to finish it. Well, I think you have to. It seems to me that you have to. I mean, you don't have to if you think that you're never going to eat chocolate again that's slave-free, then you're probably fine, but otherwise.
And I love watching videos like this. I really do. Because it kind of puts life into a different perspective. You have college kids in America who live there. We live our lives thinking that life, this is the hardest it could be. Like waking up for that 8 a.m. class is the hardest. I can't believe people have to do this. Oh my gosh. But then, in a different country, you have children or people your same age who are in mines or whatever, working 20 hours a day mining cocoa beans. Like, it just really puts life into a different perspective. And I love how the professor is like introducing these type of topics to these children, because they're so uncomfortable hearing it. Like, they can't, it's like the fact that they have to hear this, it's like, wow, like it's so far removed from your realm of reality, you just wish you never heard it. Like, you kind of wish you never realized this, because every time you eat chocolate, like you buy a $1 chocolate bar, someone probably died for this chocolate. Someone was working hours and hours and hours a day to mine you a Hershey's chocolate bar. Don't forget that. Hey y'all, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to subscribe.
How much do you know about this?
I knew that the slavery like this existed. I just found out about this specific situation right now.
Uh-huh. How about Marisol?
I knew about free trade chocolate and like why that's a thing and why people try to buy that over just regular chocolate, but I know that's also really hard to find. Because of
Mia,
slavery.
how about, no, go ahead.
Yeah, because of the slavery.
Uh-huh. Mia, how about you? How much do you know, or what do you know? And
I've only heard about slaves in like the mass production of cheaper clothing. I've never heard about it making chocolate. I've only heard of the production of chocolate at the Hershey factory.
Uh-huh.
This is new.
What do you think has kept you from learning about it?
It's probably mostly ignorance. I don't think about it when I reach for a chocolate bar, like how was this made or where did it originate?
And I love the fact that she said that. And I love the honesty. And I think all their hearts are in a good place. Don't try to think I'm bashing my peers, because I'm not. But The reason I paused it is because she said something that I never even crossed my mind. I never even thought that something like this could be happening. And that's how you know America is a great country. Because when you have it in your ideal or in your mind that it never even would cross your mind that children or young adults or whoever, or maybe grandparents, are out here mining cocoa beans, being forced to mine cocoa beans for chocolate. The fact that something that sinister don't even cross your forefront of thought shows you how great our country is. And I hate the fact that people just won't admit that. You have to admit it, bro. We have a great country. But the fact that this is like, yeah, you know, I don't know how this got here. This watch, Apple mine. I don't know how Apple got this joint, but hey, it's on my wrist now. I don't know where it came from, but we lit. I bought it at the Apple store. This Hershey bar. I don't know where it came from. Hershey's, they got it from somewhere. I don't know. I'm going to eat it regardless. Like, the privilege, man. We are so privileged sometimes.
So ignorance. And Eric, how about you?
I would definitely say ignorance plays a big part of it. Not from the willingness not to know, but I pay attention to what happens in the media all the time. I watch the news, especially when back home, like every single day. And I kind of like, a lot of people only talk about what they know. And when you don't see something, you don't feel the reason to go and look something up. And that's how a lot of people don't realize situations like this happen every single day.
Marisol, how about you? Same thing, or do you have something more to add?
Yeah, I want to say it's ignorance, but funny story. I actually learned about this chocolate slavery in a CAS class here at Penn State. One of the speeches, you have to kind of write about a pressing issue, and the girl actually did write about this, and she also gave a list of all like free trade chocolate to kind of, so.
And did that stop you from eating chocolate?
Not really, but I'm not a big chocolate eater.
Not really. Thank you. Not really, because you don't care. You don't care. You don't really care. And people always try to live on these moral high horses as if everything they say or do is just like perfect. But thank you for saying that, because you don't care. You don't really care that there's people out here dying for chocolate. You couldn't care less. All you care about is that at Penn State. No, I'm not even going to jump to conclusions. I'm not, because I don't know you. So I'm not going to jump to conclusions. I would say this. All people care about is the fact that some universities aren't 5% blacker or 10% whiter or blah, blah. Like, just dumb stuff. But it's actually out here people struggling, like real life struggling. And the fact that we in America can't come to a conclusion that, yeah, this is a great country. Like, yeah, I have privilege. Like, I have a great life. It could get worse for other places. The fact that we just don't say that shows you how fickle we can get. And I'm not saying you, because you watching this video, you obviously agree with me. You obviously on my side. But for example, these college kids are so privileged. You wearing blankets in class. You got on a blanket in class. What? We go to school and we're sleeping on the chairs with blankets, and we talking about privilege. Like, bro, what?
But I definitely forget about it when I'm like in a store and I'm eating chocolate,
So what keeps you from learning more?
I just think that a lot of people, especially me at times, live with this idea that, like, they'll see it in the news, they'll see it in the media, that if I can't help now, it's kind of like, oh, well, like, I can't do anything, I'm just here. And I feel as though that holds a lot of people back from making change.
What do you say to white people who don't really pay attention to race issues and some of the stuff that people of African ancestry go through in the United States and other places? And what do you hear black people saying? Just maybe not you, but what do you hear black people saying to them?
For one, that they're ignorant. That because this isn't part of their experience, they're not forced to kind of leave their own world and try and fix things, even though they have to realize that they're superiors, so they actually have the power.
What else?
I hear a lot of must be nices, and like that's the power of privilege that you can forget. I hear a lot of race issues are American issues, you should care.
Yeah, race issues are American issues, we should all care.
And Thank you, bro. The hypocrisy is insane. The hypocrisy is insane. The hypocrisy is insane. You're talking about the race issues that black people and white people have within America. But when you're talking about other countries, you're like, well, okay, it's nothing I can do about it. I'm not thinking about you slaving away for cocoa beans. I don't care. I'm going to still buy this $1 chocolate. But when you refer back to white people, you're like, well, you have all this power. You're supposed to be able to fix my issues. You're supposed to be able to do all this stuff for me. Why aren't you doing it? You're racist. But when it comes to another situation, you don't see the issue. But when it comes to this situation, you're like, now it's an issue? That's hypocritical, bro. Because you've had white people when, let's face it, the average white person cannot do that much for you. Probably can't do anything for you. Like, I'm talking about the average white person. Can't do nothing for you. Similar to you not being able to do nothing for the people in other countries slaving for cocoa beans. Same way you can't do nothing for them, they can't do nothing for you. But y'all still have these invisible standards of, I guess, I don't know, these invisible standards of what you expect people to do, and hold this level of anger within you or bitterness within you when it's happening to other people and you are in that position. You can't do nothing, but when it's happening to them, you expect them to do something for you. Like, come on, bro. Come on. Like, do you see how unfair this is?
How about you? What if some people, you're from Philly? Mm-hmm. Dude, come on, be real. Like, come on, like, let it rip for a second. What do you hear some people saying?
Well, I do hear a lot of people say that this doesn't affect me, but I feel as though no matter what race you are, no matter if it's racism and sexism, because we live in such an integrated nation, it affects everybody, no matter if you're going through it or not. Because if it's not you going through it, what is it that you're not doing that could change, or what is it that you are doing that could change the outlook that other people in the press groups, non-privileged groups have in America, and most importantly, throughout the entire world?
Look, basically what I've done is I've taken the shoes off of white people who are saying, I'm really kind of, I don't know, it's just not my life, I'm busy. I've taken those off and I put them on you all right here, right? And it's what Fernando said earlier. It's like empathy, right? Like this class was about trying to put yourself in the shoe. I was trying to get you go into the shoes of another person to say like, wow, what would it be like if I was them, right? If this stuff happened to white people, how would me as a white person react? Probably very similar to the way black and brown people have reacted. You all now suddenly have the opportunity to say, wow, this is kind of how it is for white people. We live in this world and we're like, yeah, I know, but I'm just living my life. I'm trying to be a good person. Are you all good people? Right? You do nice things for people. You're all good people, right?
It's not about being a good person, bro. And I'm not trying to discredit the professor. I'm not. Because these are my peers. They're my age. But my thing is this. You look at people in other countries who are slaving away or mining, or who are just slaves, and there are people your age. And if you're an average person, you can't do nothing. You're trying to build your own life up. You're trying to take care of your family, take care of your kids, take care of your health. Trying to become the best person of yourself you can be. Just because you're not doing nothing for them over there doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It means that you either don't have the power to do nothing for them over there, or you just don't know what to do. You don't know. You don't even know what's going on. But when you refer back to our country, you talk about white people versus black people versus native people versus the different races, you don't hold that same thought process. You look at white people as if they can just fix all your issues, as if it's Becky's fault that I don't know what happened to you, or it's James's fault that this happened to you. When the whole time, they are just normal people. And this is why I try to push on my channel, bro. We have to stop dehumanizing each other. When we do it, it's okay. When we look at the other countries and they're doing this, it's okay. But when white people look at us and like, I don't know what to do. I didn't even know this was happening. I don't even know what's happening. Now, oh no, you're racist. You can't say that. We're dehumanizing each other every single day. And we need to stop doing that. We're all humans. We all have our own problems, our own struggles. We're all trying to be the best we can be. At least that's what I think. But I'm going to end this video here. They don't have nothing else to say. It's LFR Jojo, and I'll see you on the next one. Let me know what y'all think in the comments about this.